Hey everyone, welcome. I have Kat Katora here.
Kate.
Kate, there we go.
Yeah, that's okay.
And so you have a YouTube channel and an app you're launching soon, or it's already launched?
I actually launched on Android just a couple of days ago,
Oh wow,
and
congratulations.
thank you. It was a hectic opening, but it always is when you're like releasing something that you've worked on for so many months onto the world to be
Right.
judged.
How's the launch
So
going so far?
it's going a lot better now. It was basically just like a first test phase with Android.
Right.
So we got the beta version out there and like 500 users on testing out the functionality, and we've already done a lot of updates.
Cool.
And we're going to be running a second round of updates in a few days, and then hope to push out a new version with a lot more features in a few weeks, along with the iOS version.
Awesome.
So this is just the beginning. There's a lot more to come if people get on
Is
the
it
app
is it
right
open
now.
for to the public at the moment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll
You
put a
can
link in
find
the
it.
description.
Yes,
Right.
I'll send you that, and you can find it on the Google Play Store. TypeMatch, all one word.
Right. Nice. Are you aware of like your competition and stuff when
Yes, I
you're,
am.
yeah, okay.
Yes,
So
there
what's that
are
like?
there are a few apps that have launched around the same time or are launching still. And I'm checking them out, but I'm trying not to stress too much about what they're doing because trying to keep on to my vision. And I have a lot of big plans for the future. And oh, this will sound conceited or whatever, but it seems like my app is far in the lead because I did so much work before to build up excitement for the app, and the functionality is really what people are actually looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It
Okay.
offers more than other apps already in the first version.
So what, so you programmed all this yourself?
Oh no, I don't know how
No.
to do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
But you designed
no,
the systems?
I designed the test. I designed the look of it, the algorithm, the matching algorithm. I'm like the vision behind it is all
Hmm.
mine. And
And the
I'm a
test?
solopreneur. Yeah, the test as well. But um, I hired a development team.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
And so your YouTube channel was always with this in mind, or your YouTube channel's about something else?
Oh no, the YouTube channel is just to serve the app. Um, to be very candid, I didn't really want to have a YouTube channel because it's hard for me to put myself out there like that. And I didn't really want to be the face of something. I wanted to be more about the thing instead of me as a person, because that's what people will do. Like
Right.
instead of focusing on like the app or what I'm saying, they'll be like, you're not me and TP or something. But I realized that it was necessary, and it was also a good way to channel people to the app and to put out more information, because like people like INTPs on the app looking for more information about INTPs and relationship, they can go to my
Hmm.
YouTube channel, and I'm the only one who's talking exclusively about relationship issues
Yeah.
in terms of MBTI on YouTube.
It's
So
interesting. Yeah, I've actually
yeah,
been pretty interested in that as well. Relationship dynamics in just
yeah.
not even just like partners, but also friends and family members and stuff like
Mm.
that. It's a very interesting subject. I think that's like really where all of the problems in the world and the communication and stuff like that has to be solved. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. It's helped me improve my relationships a lot. And I think that's what people want. Like MBTI, I guess, understanding and improving yourself, but improving your relationships with others, because like, the more you understand yourself, the more you're able to understand others in turn, and
Hmm.
to, apply the system
Yeah.
to, yeah, improve your social interactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about the theory of relationships? Do you suggest matches based on type, or do you just let people free
Yes.
reign? Yeah, you do.
Well, okay. So I suggest matches. So like it gives you have your personality type, which you can choose to set if you're like certain you already know it, or you could take the test. And I'm also going to be coming out with another test in a few months that's more comprehensive, but just a basic test for now. And then it gives you your matches in the queue arranged by their compatibility with you. So, you're 100%, 98%, all the way down the line.
Hmm.
And you can, if there are lots of people who, they know what they want. Like I am an ENFP, and I definitely want to be in a relationship with an INFJ. In the future, there will be a filter where you can search for and select only INFJs, if that's positive what you want. You know, if you ascribe to the socionics view of duality, which I am not a proponent of, then you can go for that in the
Hmm.
filter. Or for now, you could just scroll through all the ones until you get to that one personality type that you're locked in on. But not to talk too much here, but the vision of the app is, yes, it's for people who are into MBTI, but I really want to release it more to the general public to help them, like people who don't know much about this, because they're the ones who are getting into the wrong relationships because they don't know who they are and they don't know what they're looking for.
Hmm.
They don't understand their own needs. So this is sort of to help guide them.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
cool. So what is your philosophy on relationships, and what is compatible and what isn't?
So basically, I prioritize perceiving function compatibility over judging function compatibility. Um, for example, high NE matching with high NI. So opposite perceiving functions match
Hmm.
well together. And it's not only important that they're opposite in perceiving function, but the location in the stack. Like, for example, an ENTP who has lead NE and an ESFJ. This is a very fun relationship, but the ESFJ has inferior NI. So ultimately, that's nice that that lead NE of the ENTP is supporting the inferior NI of the ESFP, and their lead SE is supporting the inferior SI of the ENTP. But ultimately, like, as they grow, they're kind of going to get into more of their ego, and they're not going to be able to give the other person what they need and want. And they'll kind of like go their separate ways. So this is a good match. It's a fun match, but it's not as good as like the only person who can like truly handle like the full brunt of that lead NE is somebody with high NI.
Really? Okay. How did you come
Yeah.
to this conclusion?
Oh, well, this is all theory.
Okay.
So,
Right.
okay, it is all theory, and I'd like to get some data behind it,
Right.
which I'm hoping the app will help
We'll
me to
provide.
support.
Yeah.
Yes, but right now it's all theoretical, and like a fundamental difference in view, and how you approach the world
Hmm.
between, say, a lead SI and a lead NI.
Okay.
Um, yeah, but in terms of judging functions, the judging functions matter in terms of like where they are in the stack. So for example, it can cause some annoyance for, I think I talked about this in the last video I did. It can cause annoyance for people if their um, trickster function is the other person's parent function, because you argue from a position of your parent function. So if somebody has TE parent and they're arguing from that position, and the other person has TE trickster, that argument is just going over their head and they're not communicating. It's
Hmm.
like, you know, because the parent function, it's like it cannot be ignored, and it's pretty forceful. So that's taken into consideration as well within the matching algorithm. But
Cool.
it's really not too far off of like many of like the mainstream ones. Like, okay, INFJ matches well with ENFP, INFP, ENTP, and INTP. You know, some
Hmm.
people say that the INTP, INFJ is a golden pair. Others say ENFP, INFJ is a golden pair, and so on. But NJs with NPs and so on.
So
Yeah.
even though you have all this theory, you're keeping people with free reign, and then you have a way for people to update if they're going out with someone, if they're matched with someone, to get data from their relationships.
Not in the first version. That's
Right.
going to come later. You know, like right now, the app is pretty basic, and I'm just trying to get people onboarded and like playing with the app. And we're going to add these features slowly, but I'm really not going to be able to collect data until I integrate my new test, because I want to have people verified in their type. Otherwise, I'm collecting data, but
Yeah,
I don't know if these people are typed correctly because so many
that's
people
right.
aren't, and it means nothing.
That's right. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
And how did you develop the test, and how do you know that the test will actually type someone correctly?
Well, I developed the test over, gosh, I think it was like 15 different versions. Um, and just every version I would develop, I would test with people that I'm positive of their type.
Right.
Um, because I can have other people test it and they'll be like, no, this got me wrong because I'm this type. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know you. So I don't know that. So I had to test it with a bunch of people in my life that I've observed and typed myself. And then they got the right
Hmm.
thing. And no test is going to be perfect. And I recognize this, but the way it works right now is that it cross-references your interaction style with your temperament, because I wanted to make it very kind of short and efficient,
Yeah, I noticed
especially,
an interaction style question there on your test, a couple of them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the next test I want to develop more around cognitive functions,
Hmm.
as well as interaction style. And it's going to be a lot more questions, but I want to have this base, like easy 40 question test for people who are like maybe not too into MBTI. They don't want to spend 30 minutes taking a test,
Right.
you
Okay,
know?
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's going to be available soon on iOS. It's available on Android now. Do you have any
Yeah.
tips for
Yeah.
anyone that are just getting into it, that wants to take a look? Is it only for dating exclusively? Is it for people who want to find friends?
Right now it's for dating, but the next version is going to have a filter to be like, I'm looking for dating, a relationship, a friend, everything.
Hmm.
So right now it's that, but what do you mean by advice? What type of advice?
Like people that are just downloading your app, what should they know going in?
Okay, they should know that they can contact me with any issues they have. I am very accessible. I'm on the app, though I'm not looking for a date on the app. So please do not contact me for that. But you can contact me with any issues on the app or on Instagram or through my email. I'm really dedicated to making this like the best possible experience for them, and to be patient with it. Play around with it, have fun. But these are the first few days. So lots of updates are going to come out. So keep checking for those updates. And um, be open-minded.
Yeah.
Yes, be open-minded to other people on the app. Um, I think right now it's not a good idea to close yourself off to like only one corner. Like I'm only going to date NFJs, you know,
Right. Yeah.
get out there, experience things.
Do you think there's any kind of matches that are bad, that are
Mm.
very negative? Are you allowed to say this? Is this a loaded question?
I'm going to get myself in trouble. I do think that.
Yeah.
Um, but I realize that people who have that set in their mind are I'm not going to change their minds on it.
Hmm.
And the thing is, I had a video about like how it's 50-50 in terms of like, okay, type is like 50% of compatibility, your personality type, and then the other 50% is like tons of other factors.
Yeah.
So you could match with somebody who's a great match with you in terms of personality, but they've got nothing else on the other side. So you got a 50% and you just failed.
Hmm.
Um, so you need to have that balance. And, maybe I do believe that people are focused in different cognitive functions within their type.
Hmm.
So let's
Yeah.
pick on INFJ again. Maybe this is a very SE focused INFJ. This is a very TI focused INFJ. And so that's a little bit different breed of INFJ. And so not every INFJ is going to fit with every NFP, you know?
Are you planning
Um,
on including that kind of focus and into the app as well in some way?
well, I am going to be integrating a lot of I have ideas for a lot of different tests that I want to include, that people can choose to take or not. You can
Right.
build your profile as big as you want, but one is like a personal values test.
Hmm.
And another test I would like to include spiral dynamics factors
Cool.
in order to test for like, where you are in terms of like what you're looking for in your development.
Yeah, like your growth level, because you don't want someone who's
Yes.
dwarfing you in
Yeah.
growth or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and that you're basically looking for the same things in the same type of stage in life. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Really cool. Do you have anything else? Maybe tell us how you got into typology at the beginning, just before we sign off. And
Oh,
then,
this is embarrassing.
okay.
Sure. I am one of these people that I first got into it because a friend of mine was like, hey, would you take the 16 personalities test?
Hmm.
And I did, but then I became obsessed and I just got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And so I'm thankful to 16 personalities for getting me into this, even though it's like, it's an inaccurate test and it's caused a lot of problems. It's gotten a lot of people into
Yeah,
MBTI. And,
for sure.
like depth of application depends on depth of knowledge. So if you stop with 16 personalities, then yeah, you're not going to be able to apply it. But, it encourages a lot of people to keep going with it. It just needs that spark.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. Do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming. And um, yeah, check out the app.
Oh, wait, one more thing. Check me
Awesome.
out on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at TypeMatch.
Okay, so I'll put those also in the description. TypeMatch.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Thanks,
Bye.
you too.